In the last Art Focus, when Ari Barak and Bernard Blistein curated it, they couldn't get Arab artists, and they were quite shocked to find out that Arabs were doing that as a protest that would not participate in the show. So I totally understand that point of view and the power of that. However, there were a lot of international curators and writers that came that just never got exposed to the work, and so the work's just not getting out in the world. So.
But they have Riwak Biennale. Why they need Art Focus?
They had what?
Riwak Biennale in Ramallah.
At the same
Don't
time.
Not at the same time, but now in October they have like two big shows, like Jack Parsikian going to open a Jerusalem show at Jerusalem. At the same time, it's going to be a Riwak Biennale that Charles Esche and Imfed are going to co-curate. So.
Yeah, but I mean the word, there's some word out on there, but not a lot. And so, you know, it's going to happen, and maybe people know about it after, but they're not knowing about it enough ahead of time. So they don't have necessarily the channels to get the word out, or they're not using the channels that are accessible to them, so people aren't knowing about it enough ahead of time. And also a lot of artists and curators don't give out enough information ahead of time to make people know that they want to go, because they don't know what's happening. Right now there's not many details about it, so you hear an idea of it, but you don't know what it is to go to it.
I say, like, if the main reason why to do a biennale, like that people will buy tickets to come to see it from the outside. Or maybe there is another reason that work inside the society that can empower the society, or work inside the society without having an invitation of the half of the artwork. Maybe it's something else in the biennale that can work inside the society, which is not so important to, maybe not now.
But why does one need to come in the place of the other?
No, it's not in place on the other. But it's quite, yeah, I think it's quite legitimate if you are
developing a sense of pride, I guess, in your cultural output.
But I think the question that Maayan and Woody try to raise here, it's more global than a local one, I think, no?
Yeah. One is that I think it really negates the idea that art has any power, and I think that makes me incredibly sad to think that artists exist and just kind of go along with the boycott. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged thing that I've discovered. There's actually artists that are interested in participating but are pressured into not participating. So in fact, they don't even have a will of their own, some people, and I'm not going to name names, and I'm not an expert, but I'm learning this. So people I've actually contacted who do want to engage in projects with Israeli artists, for example, or with Israeli institutions, are pressured to not do that, and I think that's really dangerous. And the other thing that I was starting to say was this idea that art really doesn't have any kind of political power or social power, I think is very frightening. So I think the cultural boycott is something I don't really fully understand or support.
It's hard for me to judge because but I really think you can gain much more if your work is shown to people. That gives it power. I mean, if you nobody knows about this boycott. I mean, not the people that go watch the show. They're thinking, okay, there isn't any normal Palestinians. They're all terrorists, and you know, that's what the average person who goes to see an exhibition would think. So if they see something different that can touch them, that's power.
I've been having these discussions in the past week since I came to Israel to visit, and a lot of my friends are, you know, active and support the boycott, and I don't understand why culture or intellectual exchange. Yeah, it's
does the
basically
boycott
dictated.
have, I can answer. Does the boycott